President Lee, fellow Rotarians and guests. As Lee has said, I'm going to talk about jumbo tennis, and that's really because it's all I can talk about, if I'm not talking about filing. Now, I first heard about jumbo tennis in 2010 when I first joined Rotary, and I can remember quite clearly a whole group of Rotarians standing up here celebrating a jumbo tennis match. And I wondered what I was struck with and didn't really take it seriously. But I can tell you now that jumbo tennis is about good people doing good things. And they also have a heap of fun while they're doing it, as these pictures will show. There have been many teams playing since 2009, and there are also a few organisations that have more than one team. So that's pretty good. So what I'd like to see is if we stand up if you've been involved in jumbo tennis since 2009 or at any time. Oh, isn't that lovely? Thank you. You also learn new skills when you get involved with jumbo tennis, and the skill I learned in March of 2014 was how to, I think the word is pull beer. And as I said to the nice man who was explaining to us how specifically to do this, I said, I'll be all right, I've watched Coronation Street. He wasn't that impressed. Anyway, we're now gathering up the jumbo tennis history, and behind me are the photos that Jeremy has put together about the sort of fun that they've been having over time. And what I've discovered is that William Somerville discovered it in Port Moresby in 2009, and now that I've seen in our balance sheets that we've been giving money to Port Moresby, I can almost understand why he was wandering around. In that time, we have raised over $100,000, and we can tell you that jumbo tennis is now a major fundraiser in the Rotary Club of Wellington's calendar. What we're now ready to do is to promote jumbo tennis as a franchise, and we've been talking about that for a couple of years. So some of the main points about jumbo tennis is that we've been doing it since 2009. We're definitely putting the fun into fundraising. And as I said, it was discovered by William when he went to a Rotary Club in Port Moresby. Now, as a little aside, that's a really good reason why you should go and visit other Rotary clubs, because you never know what sort of cunning and creative ideas they have in order to have fun and make money. So the beneficiaries that we've had since 2009 include the Wellington City Mission, the Mulligan Institute, Wellington Junior Tennis, and the Wellington Free Ambulance. So that's where all the defibrillators are coming from around the city. And in 2015, the two beneficiaries will be the Autism New Zealand Wellington branch and the Island Bay Marine Education Trust, as well as Wellington Junior Tennis. We donate every year to help junior tennis. So what I'm here to promote today is the franchise, and to promote that franchise we had a rush of blood to the head while sitting in the Sydney convention, and I was chatting to Anthony about jumbo tennis, because that's all I talk about, and suddenly I thought, why don't we have a demonstration match? And in my mind it was going to be on the stage at the Michael Fowler Centre and other silly things. We've settled for doing it in Civic Square between noon and 2 p.m. on Friday the 5th of December. Now you're all going to be able to come and help out, and William's got a very long list of the things that will need to be done. Now it's all right, we've got it covered. We can bring in the mobile tennis net, I suppose there's only one of them, and an umpire stand. But we'll have marked out with masking tape or some other name what a tennis court looks like, and we've got permission to do it, so that's all good. But we need umpires, we need people who are prepared to rush around picking up the balls that might be thrown about the place. We need anybody who can talk about jumbo tennis in the same enthusiasm that those of us who are involved can do. We'll need volunteers to wear a sandwich board, also advertising jumbo tennis. And just over the weekend I had this other friend who was designing a case to hold jumbo tennis rackets. He said, what you need is you need plasterers who wear stilts, because they don't climb up ladders to plaster a ceiling. They actually wear stilts so they can just go around doing it. Now William hadn't heard of that as an idea, so we had to so if anybody knows any plasterers who are prepared to walk around Civic Square in their stilts carrying a jumbo tennis racket, that would be good. As a backup, I've talked with Sue Patterson, who knows stilt walkers, so she's on the case with that too. And just thinking with that in mind, is anybody, and I think we still need one of these, Williams, a handheld megaphone. So if anybody knows about getting a free handheld megaphone, please speak to William. So just summarising it, there are 3 things I'd like you to remember from today, and that is that jumbo tennis has taken on a life of its own. It's really firmly in our calendar for fundraising. Also that volunteers are a major part of jumbo tennis, and if there's one good way to get involved in Rotary, get involved in jumbo tennis. You will learn how to cook sausages and pull beer, as well as make slices. The other thing is that the jumbo tennis franchise is going to offer us a passive income into the club so that we can have ongoing fundraising. And William being William, he sat beside somebody on a plane trip to Nelson and sold a franchise. So, please, you just have to sit and, it's such fun, you can't help but enjoy this. So what we want is volunteers. Tell William or I that you're available between 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock, or sort of plus and minus on the 5th. And if you haven't already registered a team for the 2015 tournament, only 40 places and 27 registrations. Thank you for your attention.